What is up with ifers? Y'all already know that it don't take but a couple of hours before conspiracy theories start coming in and making different type of theories about what happened to Charlie Kirk. And they did it. And I mean a bunch of them. But I got to say, some of these are pretty interesting. So you're going to want to stay locked in, because you ain't going to believe this. Now, I'm doing them a little different this time. And y'all let me know if y'all like this new format. But this one here is specifically talking about the Illuminati. You know what? I'm going to let y'all look at the video and tell me what you think.
For everybody saying the Charlie Kirk assassination was a psyop, you guys might be right. If you look at this video with Trump on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel, the title is "Enough is Enough" there at that bottom left. This is very important. Remember that. Enough is enough. Now, if you look up on YouTube, Illuminati card number 345, these were made in the 90s. This was posted 12 years ago, though. Take you up for a closer look. Go ahead and read that card there. It says, "At any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day." Not to mention, enough is enough, and that face, y'all know who that face looks like. I feel like the whole story is not being told. We will probably never know the whole story, obviously. But if y'all got any ideas, let me know. I feel like there's definitely a bigger reason behind all of this. R.I.P.
So basically, according to that video, they're trying to say that Charlie Kirk was another psyop. He was literally put in front of the people to be a diversion. Because, you know, they always say that they give you a messiah and then they take the messiah away from you. Which is wild, because Charlie Kirk really came out of nowhere. But I don't know. What y'all think? Now, this next video is speculated around his security. And his security was, you know, giving some weird hand gestures and all these different things. I think I got a couple of videos on that. But they were giving some weird hand gestures and right around the moment that he was unalive. So I don't know how true that is, but we're going to get into this video. Let's check it out.
This does not look like a safe place for Charlie to be. It's the layout of the courtyard. That was my initial thought. Is this does not seem very safe.
There's somebody on the roof, brother?
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
They are like top flight security. I don't know how much money he was paying for them, but I'm sure that, you know, when you're dealing with top flight security, you know, high ranking security, they use, you know, certain hand gestures to communicate with each other. Or it could have been the other thing. I'm not saying anything, but all of this stuff is alleged. We don't really know. In this next video, people are kind of skeptical about whether Charlie Kirk's death was planned or not. You got people questioning and asking questions on, like, why did the president announce his death first? I even said that because that's where people got the confirmation. Before he even left to go to the hospital, they got confirmation from Trump saying that he was already dead. I don't know, maybe Trump saw the video and saw the way that the bullet hit him. Because when I saw the bullet, I was like, ain't no way he could have survived it. I don't know. But let's get into this video, man.
Why did the President of the United States announce Charlie Kirk's death first? Why was he the one to break that news? How did he know that? Because that man's last breath was when he put down that microphone. That was it. There was no to the hospital. That took out his carotid artery immediately. When you do that, you sever everything. The blood pours out from the top and the bottom, which is why you get a spray and a pour at the same time. There was no recovery for that man. He was announced dead by Donald Trump, not by the news, not by the hospital, not by his family, not by the event, not by the college, not by the police, not by anything. Donald Trump announced it first. How did he know that? Because the rest of the outlets were reporting that he was in critical condition. I was being told in the comments he was getting a blood transfusion. None of that happened because he didn't make it to the hospital. Why was that video of Donald Trump tonight extremely AI glitchy? Why did Kash Patel say that they had a suspect at 8:15, but then by 11 o'clock that second suspect walked out of fucking jail? Why was the President of the United States the first one to announce a social media influencer his death first? Why did he know about it first?
Hey, those some good questions. I don't know. All of this is alleged. But they did say that Charlie Kirk was fooling around with the Epstein files. Allegedly. You know what? Let's just check the video out.
Talked about the Epstein thing a lot. It turns out all of your voices have been heard. We have been on this story relentlessly all weekend, and now it looks as if not only are your voices heard, but something major is coming, and that, let's just say, this is the beginning, not the end of this story.
Could he have known something and they just wanted to keep him away from it? I don't know. Let's check out another video.
Mark, great to see you. Mark, I caught your interview with Megyn Kelly, I think it was yesterday, where you were discussing the Epstein story. This is an unusual one where it seems as if it is growing in its interest and with velocity over the last couple of days. What is your analysis as a reporter of how the Trump administration has handled this? And what would you say is the political implications of this?
Well, first of all, nice to be back. Okay, so there's at least 4 reasons why you would think the president and the administration would be doing full-on disclosure. First, it's the right thing to do for the victims. Second, they promised that they would be transparent about this. 3, the MAGA movement, as best we can tell, certainly many of its leaders, like you, are for it. But certainly, I surveyed, I asked everyone on two-way this morning on the morning meeting, go in the chat if you're a 3-time Trump voter, say what you think they should do. And
be interested. I would say the last point on this, and we'll go to another topic, is this is one of the few instances, and maybe you can correct me, where it seems as if the president is 180 from his base. The only one I could think of is maybe the vaccine and the years after that, when he would go to rallies and sometimes get murmurs and even boos at times. Can you think of other example reporting? Did the Trump administration think it would go away after a day or two with this kind of Sunday night leak strategy?
They did. And of course, as you know, they're leveraging the credibility of the director of the FBI and his deputy, 2 people who previously were, in the camp of saying there needs to be disclosure and concerned about a conspiracy. So I think they were trying to leverage them. Did they think it would go away? Yes.
What you guys think? You think he was talking too much and they just had to get him away from it? Because according to these videos, he wouldn't stop talking about it. And I find it weird. Now, this lady that goes by the name of Laura Loomer, right? They calling her Trump's sidekick. I don't really know about it. But it's weird because days before Charlie Kirk's unaliving, she was on Twitter saying that he was a traitor, which is weird. But let's take a look at this video / just picture. So let's just read it, right? So it says, I don't ever want to hear Charlie Kirk claim that he is pro-Trump ever again after this weekend. I'd say he has revealed himself as a political opportunist, and I have had a front row seat to witness the mental gymnastics these last 10 years. Lately, Charlie has decided to behave like a charlatan, claiming to be pro-Trump one day while he stabs Trump in the back the next. TPUSA was only able to thrive thanks to the generosity of President Trump. Although that's true, because none of us really knew who Charlie Kirk was before Trump really got in there, and that's when he really started to blow up. Not saying that he wasn't a public figure before then, but he really blew up when Trump blessed his campaign. So, yeah, but that's weird, though. That's weird. What did he trade for? Like, what happened? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Now, these next videos, we're going to go into the positioning of the alleged shooter.
Getting right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying.
It's weird that he said, "Is somebody on the roof there?" I'm just saying. You know, it's weird. It's really weird. Let's go to the next video.
Upper building, he's gonna come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's gonna climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grass area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
You see that, right? But they say that they found a gun. But I'm looking at this video. They say they found the gun in the woods, but he ain't even got a gun right there. So all of this stuff is weird. But let's move on to the next video. Now, this is another angle of the alleged shooter, but if you see this one, that guy has on shorts and he has like a black jacket on and longer hair. The first guy had on a hat, a black shirt, and some long pants. All of this stuff is weird. Let's look at another video. Okay, so apparently he changed clothes. If you watch that video in full, y'all can go back and watch it. But man, I don't really know. It's so many different angles and then so many different looking shooters. I don't really know. But if I had to believe it was any shooter, it was the one that jumped off of the roof. Because if you saw in this last video, he had a limp. And I would have suspected that limp came from him dropping from off of that building like he did. All I'm saying is we've been tricked before. Doesn't mean they won't trick us again. But with everything surrounding this whole case, it kind of makes sense why they would want him gone. But I don't really know what else to say about it. I hope y'all like this format. I tried to make it entertaining for you, man. That's all I really got to say on it. But y'all drop in the comments and tell me what y'all think, though. What are your suspicions? And that's all I got to say about this. And with that being said, like I always say, do what you will with that information. And remember, challenge the argument and not the person. I'll catch y'all in the next one.